Hey there folks, I just wanted to reach out and talk to everybody about an experience I had, or a couple I should say here, with Blink.com. You can see their box came in from their shipping, and just kind of give you an overview with a very frustrating situation I've been dealing with here with these guys. I placed two orders. My first order, it had an issue as well. Basically one major important component was missing, so it didn't even turn on. And they were really responsive. They reimbursed me the cost of that component. And I bought it. And unfortunately, even after that, the item didn't work, even with that component. Luckily, I knew how to repair it. It was an electronic that I had some expertise in. So I was able to fix that product. But it was very clear that these guys are not checking their products. They're not checking these returns they're getting to make sure they're still working. So it's very frustrating, and also just kind of risky that basically you're getting products that someone else has returned. These guys aren't checking them, and they're just turning around and reselling them. The real problem I had here was with my second order, and the order was for 2 items in one. You can see here's the shipping information that they sent over, and here we go. It was for a Sennheiser HD800 and CH800S headphone and cable package. So there's supposed to be 2 items. And so I can show you a little picture here, hopefully to help. And basically, so it's supposed to be 2 items. It's the cable and then also the headphones. And so I ordered it up and I was waiting for it. And when the item came in, it came in this rather small box. And if anybody's familiar with these headphones, the headphone box for the headphones is 14 inches long. So just dimension wise, I knew something was kind of weird here. You can see here this shipping box they sent me was somewhere around 10 inches long. So I immediately kind of knew there was an issue, but I opened the box anyway here, and as you can see, we got their bubble wrap and just one box. And you can see there's not a lot of extra space in here, and it's not a big box either way. And sure enough, it's the 800S cable. So I got one item here. So I knew I had an issue, and I reached out to them and I said, hey guys, got an issue here, and some of my stuff's missing. And they replied back and said they were going to look into it. And I waited for about 5 days, and I didn't get a response back. So I sent a message again, and I said, hey, I'm still missing an item. I'm not sure what happened. And so they came back and they said, well, we're going to look into it. We will contact our warehouse. And so they came back and said, the warehouse says we delivered your package to the address listed. And I said, yeah, I know that. Here's tracking information. And here's the weight. We'll get back to that in a second here. 1.2 pounds. That's what UPS registered. And here's the UPS ground shipping label. And so they and they match. And so they said it was delivered, and I said, yes, I know that the package was delivered. It's missing an item. And they came back and again said, well, according to our records, they sent everything. And I said, well, that's nice, but I started taking weights, and I'll get you the weights back here in a second. And basically I sent them all the weights, and I sent them all the information, and I said there's no way that these large headphones would fit in this tiny box. Remember, they're 14 inches long total, just for the box, for that one thing. And the weights don't match up. And basically they said, well, we're done. We delivered it, and according to our records, we fulfilled our order. So I'm going to walk you through what I did with them, and it's been very frustrating. I'll walk you through the different weights I took and the different measurements that I sent them. So the UPS shipping information, again, this gal's name here is Brianna at Blink, who's been dealing with this, and she gives me some of their weights, and well, I'll give you what I weighed. So first off is the cable. Remember, there's two parts here, so just a normal little kitchen scale, and go ahead and zoom in so you can hopefully see. All right, so that's 0 pounds, 0 ounces. This is just a normal little kitchen scale. So I'll just trim the light a little bit. So when I put that on, it reads 0 pounds, 10.5 ounces. Now, if you go and you look up this same product here on Amazon, Amazon has this as a shipping weight of 10.6 ounces. So I think this number's pretty much spot on. We got that one taken care of. And we're trying to get up to 1.2 pounds, which is 19 ounces. So we got 10 ounces there. And if we just take the box alone, we're at another 6.3 ounces. And this is just the cardboard shipping box that they shipped it in. It's empty. And there might be some packing material in there. So if we just take that same empty box, 6.3, and we throw in the cable, we are at 1 pound and about 1 ounce. And keep in mind, when UPS measured it with all this other packing material here and the shipping label and everything, they said it weighed 1 pound and 2 ounces. So we're in the right ballpark. I'll take some more, we'll do some math here on the side. So after some back and forth with Blink and their customer support, which wasn't very helpful, basically I looked at the shipping weight and the math and just said, hey guys, even by the weight, which is easily provable, none of this really makes any sense. So UPS, basically when they weighed it, their tracking number says that it weighed 19.6 ounces. And if you look at the weights I was just getting when I measured with the cable at 10.6, just the empty box, not even talking about any of the packing, which doesn't weigh much, but that's 6.3 for the box. You're at 17.1 ounces. And to give you an idea, if you don't know ounces that well, I threw a pen on the scale and it weighed about 1 ounce. So I'm fairly close once you start adding in the packing. And then I took basically the shipping weight from these items from Amazon, because Amazon's shipping information is very accurate. It's what they use to ship all their products. So the cable is also at the same weight. And then the headphones, as I mentioned, they come in a really big box. It's this very nice, heavy, cushioned box. The whole package weighs 5.4 pounds. And if you look at the original order from Blink, this is supposed to be an open box item. And that should include all the original box, all the original packing material. So this should be somewhere around 6 or 7 pounds in total weight, which we're so far off from. So I was a little persistent, and finally I got a response from them. They actually went back to their warehouse and they tried to calculate how this all happened. So if basically these are the numbers they gave me. They said that the cable weighed 10.4 ounces, which is fine, 0.2 ounces. I'm not going to say anything. And they said the headphones weigh 9.2 ounces, which is obviously kind of ridiculous. I'll show you on the next slide. Basically, you would have had to not include the case or any cables or anything else with the headphones, not to mention the physical, just fitting these very large headphones into the box, which I'll show later. But of course, the one thing they forgot here is that you need to ship it in something. So the tiny box they sent weighed 6.3 ounces. And they just totally neglected the fact that you need to ship it in something while they were trying to get this math to work out. So just pushing their numbers and trying to make them work. Sennheiser, which I'll show you on the next thing, the next slide, says that the headphones without any cables, just the headphones, if you were to include the very large shipping box or anything else, weighs 11.7 ounces. So they totally got that number wrong. So even if you get that, and let's say they still use this tiny box, you're at 28.4 ounces. And if you know anything about shipping, basically you've tipped over the 2-pound limit. And once you do that, your 1.2 pounds would no longer be accepted by UPS. They would reject it for not having enough postage. So the whole thing doesn't make any sense. It doesn't match what UPS sent. And basically it looks like they just made up numbers to make the shipping calculate out. So that's it. That was my fun adventure here with Blink for the week. Just to try to recap here, basically this group is selling returned items that customers return because of who knows why, but I'm sure a good portion are because they weren't working. And it seems like Blink is not taking any time to actually test these out. Secondly, they've got terrible support. So if you've got a bad product, basically they turn around and said, we think you're lying. So we're not going to deal with you. So you really are kind of stuck. And luckily for me, I paid with PayPal, so I'm going to go back to PayPal with all this information, and I'm going to say, hey, PayPal, can you guys help me out? My account, I make 10 purchases in a month. I've got a huge standing as a seller. I doubt there's going to be an issue there, but I hope it works out. And really, if somebody had taken it seems like these guys are not taking the time to even read my emails. If you look at this picture, here's the box. On the next slide, I'm going to show you these headphones are absolutely huge. There's no way they would have fit into this box. This has just been overall just a very big waste of time, and I would advise everyone to stay away from these guys. You're more likely to, best case, waste your time and have to fill out a return and send it back to them.